Over 100 Cameroonian youths were deported from the US to Cameroon, and tensions rise as family members are uncertain about the future, about the safety of their daughters, their brothers, and their sons that were deported from the US. Everybody's wondering, are they going to be safe? Are they going to be okay? Stay tuned as we break this down. The US Custom and Immigration Enforcement ICE, in the early hours of Wednesday, 14th October 2020, deported some asylum seekers to their respective countries, including 126 Cameroonian youths, some asylum seekers from El Salvador, from Chad, and the Congo. The 126 Cameroonian youths arrived at Aéroport International de Douala, that's the Douala International Airport, and their family members have not been granted access to them. The family members are left in the loop, wondering what is happening. Are they safe? Are they going to be okay? What is going on in there? So upon their arrival, they were detained in the waiting lot of the airport. They are all kept in the waiting room. Nobody can go anywhere. You can't say hi to your families. You can't talk to anybody. So the family members are across the shield on the other street, wondering like, why are they keeping our brothers and sisters in? Before their arrival in Cameroon, there was a heavy military presence in the Douala International Airport waiting for them. Before they even got there, the government had made provision for so many police officers in their hundreds flooding the airport waiting for these people. And there were already buses stationed, government municipal buses waiting for them to enter, where they're going to carry them to a government facility. Now we don't know whether they're taking them to a quarantine center, because the government has built quarantine centers at football stadiums all around the country. Where are they taking these people? Are they going to be taking them to the police stations? Are they going to be taken to Kondegi, as everybody is scared right now? Why is the government not keeping their families informed? Why is everybody still in the loop, uninformed, scared and worried? This is not right. While it is true that we are all facing a global health pandemic, and anybody who flies into a country has to self-quarantine for 14 days, it is hard to say if this is the case here. Does the government want to quarantine them for 14 days? Or does the government want to punish them for all the things they said to the US government while seeking for asylum? It is hard to tell, but if you know your government as well as I do know them, then there is reason to panic. So let's talk about why they were deported. The Immigration and Custom Officers ICE, they alleged that these people had no documents on them, they had no passports, no identification documents whatsoever. And if you know people who have traveled through this line, there's always something they say. They get to a certain point and they throw away their documents. I have no idea why they do this. They had no identification documents. And when the government asks them, why are your documents? You say your name is this, that, but you have no documents to prove this is you. How do I know it's you? How do I know you are not lying or fighting for somebody else? So the government could not identify them. I'm talking about the US government here. And as a result, the government sent them back. And many people are also saying that there's news on the ground. This is not the only reason why these people were deported. The US government has been wondering, why is there a heavy influx of Cameroonians, of people coming from Central Africa? Where are they passing? Where are they coming from? And so US officers have been on the ground. There were a few US officers that went to Cameroon, and they traveled from Cameroon all the way to the US using the same line which these Cameroonians are using. So that's how the government got to know of their traps and how they travel. So the government have been wondering, why is there so many Cameroonians all of a sudden at this border? So many Africans, so many Central Africans, so many West Africans. How do they get here? So they sent some US government officials on the ground. They went all the way to Cameroon. They found the contacts, they traced the sources, they paid the money, they got all the fake traveling documents, and they traveled all the way from the US from Cameroon to the US. And that's how they discovered the routes. That's how they discovered everything. And they was like, okay, it all makes sense now. So this is what they've been doing. So this is how they've been getting into our country. So this is now the US government saying, oh, so this is what Cameroonians have been doing to get into this country. All right, now we've identified the root cause of our problem. We are going to do everything possible to block it. So if you have your family members that are planning to come to the US using these illegal means, you better tell them not to waste their time. Tell them not to waste their money. The government has found out and they're blocking all these illegal means. They're blocking all these routes. It's not worth it. Keep your money to yourself. Try to invest in businesses in our countries. And it's really unfortunate. Our governments are so wicked. Our governments are terrible. The youths are there. Nobody say we no go school or we are educated, but there are no jobs. Where are the jobs? People are suffering. So when you see people traveling using illegal means, they are dying in the jungle, but yet our brothers and sisters are still traveling every single day because of the nonsense in which we find ourselves. Our governments are so evil. The politicians are getting richer and richer while the people are suffering. They're embezzling money and state coffers and stuff, and people are suffering. No jobs, no schools, no opportunities, nothing. You even try to create a business, only the taxes they're going to levy on you. Like, how do they want us to survive? So on one hand, I understand all these youths who are frustrated and struggling to make things for themselves, struggling to make things happen. I understand them. Unfortunately, the world systems are not easy. Sometimes you cannot really have things the way you want them. And now they've discovered these US roads and they're blocking it. Everybody should be careful. If you have your friends and your family members trying to embark on that journey, tell them it's not worth it. And I hear it's so expensive. They spend millions upon millions. If you have all this much money, why not just invest it? Why not just make a business? Oh my God, baby. Can mommy? So the US government was very intentional about sending these kids back to Cameroon to serve as a measure of deterrent, to make everybody to know that if you try and come through this route, this is how we're going to send you back. So what the US government was doing was passing a message. That's what they're doing. You guys should stop using illegal means. We found out how you guys come to our country. We've discovered the illegal means you guys have been using, and that IP don't born, no. Nobody should come again. So that's what the US government is saying. It's an indirect measure. It's an indirect motive. There's so many ways to come to the US legally. There's so many ways to come to this country as a legal immigrant. First of all, the DV lottery is out. The 2020 DV lottery is out. What are you doing? Go and play. You never know. Just keep playing. There's people who play their very first time, they win. There's people who play 2 times and on the second time they win. So just keep trying. Those are the legal means of coming to this country. Try that first. If it doesn't work, then you can try applying for schools like some people are doing. There's so many ways to come to this country legally. People get even visas to come work here. So find out all these legal means. Go to Google. Google is your best friend. Google is your best resource. Go to Google and type, how can I get to the US legally? And they'll give you so many options and you can choose from those. So the best way to visit anybody's house remains through the door. If you want to visit somebody, come through the door where they can see you coming in, where they can check you and see what you're holding from the door. That's the best way to go into anybody's house. If you want to go into people's house and they're sleeping at night and you barge in through the window, they're going to be scared. Like, who is this guy coming to my house through the window? Did I invite you? Am I safe? So the natural instincts of any human being is protection, survival. They're going to push you out. You're just jumping through the window. How did you get here? That's a basic human instinct. So if you want to come to somebody's house, try to make sure you're coming the real way. Knock on the door, let them open the door for you, and then you know you are safe and they themselves are safe. They will tell you whether they want you in their house or they don't want you. And I really understand that coming from Africa, we are really going through so much in our countries. We just want to escape. Our governments are not fair to us. The systems are not fair to us. The economic system, like everything is just against us. We are trying our best to make things happen for us. It's not easy. But still the same way, the only legal way to come into somebody's house, come through the door, knock on the door, let them see you and tell you if they want you or not. You cannot force yourself to stay in somebody's house. They gotta let you in. So this is the point where so many Africans disagree all the time. People who have traveled for so many years, there's people who have been abroad for 30 years, 20 years, they will try to advise the youth back home, do not use illegal means to come to this country. The youth will feel like, don't talk to me, uncle, you're jealous. Don't talk to me, auntie, you're jealous because you have gone there. You don't want other people to come. Your uncles love you, your aunties love you. That's not what they are saying. What they are saying is come through the right means. First of all, you're coming to a strange country. You know nothing. You have nothing. You're just coming to see how things are. Then it's even going to be worse if you come without the right documents. It's even going to be worse if you come illegally, because you're going to be hiding in the house. You're going to be hiding in the basement. People are going to work. You can't work. You don't have the right documents. And even if you find a job, they're going to employ you. It's not even going to be minimum wage. It's going to be below minimum wage because they know you are undocumented. Can you argue? No. Can you argue the price with them? No. What they give you, you take and say thank you. So your life is most likely going to be miserable or difficult because you're undocumented. So avoid all this stress. I know life is difficult back home, but make sure if you want to come to somebody's country, come the right way. Go to the embassies, get a visa, apply for a student visa, do whatever you have to do, but make sure you come legally. That's the only way you can guarantee your stay here is going to be peaceful. Moving to a new country is almost always difficult. That's your changing environments, changing seasons and weather, so many new things you have to find out, culture shock and all of those. And then you want to come again on top of all that wahala. wahala, you're undocumented, it's just going to be double jeopardy. And if you're not careful, you can even enter into depression. So you want to make sure you do things the right way and save yourself the stress ahead, save yourself all the obstacles ahead. So I have to try my best to do a video about visa-free countries for Africans or for Cameroonians, so people can know the countries where they don't even have to stress to go to. And then I also have to do a video about like criteria for immigration, what you need to know, the documents you need and stuff like that. So I have to try and make a next video on that. I know I'm really busy. I'm going to try find some time and make some video on that so people can know. If you want to go to somebody's country, try your best to do it legally. All right, so on that note, we've come to the end of today's video. I remain your girl Lunana, and if it is your first time on this channel, please go ahead and subscribe because you're definitely going to love it. Here on this channel, we give very sound advice. We talk about African recipes and entertainment gist. So please go ahead and subscribe because you definitely enjoy this space. You can also turn your notification bell on so you don't miss any of our forthcoming videos, and you can also share with your family members if you enjoyed the video. So thank you guys a lot for watching. I love you all. Stay safe everybody, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.